At the very lowest level, your computer has a CPU that's made up of a bunch of transistors. These transistors are so small, they're like microscopic, okay? But that doesn't matter. What matters is there could be electricity flowing through these transistors or not. So there's two different states, an on or off, true or false, or 0 or 1, whatever you want to use to represent it. That's why computers use binary, because it's the easiest way for them to do work. The number system that the rest of us know is the decimal number system. The decimal number system is base 10. We use 10 different digits to represent numbers, 0 through 9. Those are 10 different digits. We also use powers of 10 as our place values. So we have the ones place, 10 to the 0 is 1, 10 to the 1 is the 10th place, 10 squared is the 100th place, 10 cubed is the 1000th place, 10,000th place, 100,000, a million, a billion, a trillion, all the way up to infinity. So if you wanted to write the number 100 in decimal, that would be so easy. It would just be, you have 100, and then you're done. You don't need anything else. 100. Easy. If you wanted to write the number 51, you have 5 tens, and then you have 1 1. Super easy. What about a big number like 15,422? That's how you would write it, right? It's natural. You don't even have to think about it because we're so used to decimal. But remember in middle school when you had to write out numbers in expanded notation? So if you wanted to write this number down in expanded notation, you would have 1 times 10,000. Holy crap, this is really bad. I'm using a mouse to do this, so plus 5 times 1,000. You know what? 5 times 1,000 plus 4 times 100 plus 2 times 10 plus 2 times 1. That equals 15,422. Okay. Great. We know that much. So, let's move on with the binary. Binary is practically the same thing, except for instead of base 10, we're using base 2. So we have two different digits to represent all numbers, a 0 and a 1. So, we also have different weights on the placeholders. So instead of 10 to the 0, 10 to the 1, 10, blah, 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 we have 2 to the 0, 2 to the 1, 2 squared, 2 cubed, blah, blah, blah. And so we don't have the ones, or we don't have the tens, hundreds, thousands place anymore. We have the ones place. We always have the ones place in any base number system, because you always have to start out with raising the number to 0. Everything to the 0 is a 1. So we have the ones place, we have the twos place, we have the fours place, we have the eights place, we have the 16th place, 32nd place, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, and 2048. Okay? If you're a computer person, well, what happened? What happened? What in? Okay. Anyways, if you're a computer person, you will you'll memorize these. If you're a math person, you'll memorize these. Or if you're a people person, you'll memorize these. So let's do some examples. If you want to write the number 1, you just have a 1. 2 to the 0 is the ones place. You have 1, 1. If you wanted to write 2, well, you have 1, 2, and then you're finished, right? What if you wanted to write the number 4? Well, you have 1, 4, and then you're finished. Okay, what about number 5? Well, the biggest number that can go into 5 is a 4. So you have 1, 4, and then you have a 1 left over. So you don't need a 2, but you do need a 1. So that would be 5. 1, 0, 1. And if we write this out in expanded notation again, we would have 1 times 4 plus 0 times 2 plus 1 times 1. That equals 5. Okay? Very simple. Let me erase these. So let's move on with a bigger example. Let's write a really big number. We're going to write 384. Okay? 384. So we have to think of the biggest number that can go into 384. Okay? Keep in mind, this is the 128th place. 2 to the 8th is the 256th place. 2 to the 9th is 512. So that's too big. We need to move to the next spot. 256. That goes into 384. But it only goes into 384 one time. So we would have 1 here. Okay, that's 256. So subtract 256 from 384 because that's taken care of already. And what do we get? We get 128, which is very nice because 2 to the 7th, that's the 128th place. So we just put a 1 here. And then we are done. Zeros throughout. 2 1s followed by 7 zeros. It's 384. So I might do some more examples. If you guys have any questions, just put a comment down. But thanks for watching.